G'day and welcome to this Australian Open Life. We tell stories, and our story is tennis, and the story that we're telling today is one of apologies for some delays there. Just with reacquainting ourselves with the streaming software, but we don't blame our tools here. So what we're getting into is Wimbledon. The story is Wimbledon. Now that I've eliminated the echo in the room, the story is Wimbledon 2023 and qualifying for Wimbledon, which has concluded over 4 days. The last 4 days, and let's settle down. I hope you've boiled the kettle, and we're going to take a quick short break, and when we come back we're going to run through a little bit of the what's coming up in terms of the format of the content for how we're going to cover Wimbledon. And as usual, we're doing it a little bit differently, so let's just revisit the Australian Open 2023 with a short look back over our shoulder, and when we come back, it'll be the Wimbledon qualifying preview 2023. And that's it. So I hope you've settled down. And what the heck are we doing? It is a freezing, bitterly cold winter's morning in Melbourne, and that can't be right. 10.4 degrees in Melbourne already. That can't be right. Doesn't feel like 10.4 degrees. But why are we doing this in the morning? Well, let's just quickly. Yes, it is 10.2 degrees, but the weather over in Old Blighty at the All England Tennis Club, slightly warmer at this time of day. It's a balmy 17 degrees over in the All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club, with their humidity at 91%. They're expecting a bit of rain for day one of Wimbledon, but once the players start coming out for the first round of Wimbledon 2023, it should be a very nice and welcoming 22 degrees, but not so in Melbourne. And just wanted to go through and explain how we're going to be running this Wimbledon coverage, and we're experimenting. So in short, this particular live stream will be anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes. We'll probably go over a little bit. And then today we're going to be doing 2 live streams. The next live stream will be this morning at about 9 or 9:30 local time here in Melbourne. We'll be just briefly skimming over day one qualifying at Wimbledon, and then a later stream today sometime in the afternoon, and these streams will be running about an hour or 90 minutes, maybe 2 if we get too carried away with ourselves. The format is very flexible because we're experimenting with these type of live streams. And tomorrow we'll finish up with day 3 and day 4 qualifying at Wimbledon, and then we'll do a wrap up to see who's got through those qualifiers. And the reason we're doing it during the day here in Melbourne at the production studios of Wise Words Media is simply because that's how our body clock rolls. Much better in the morning. Don't want to be sitting up all night under the flickering light globe. And although it is extremely dreary skies this morning in Melbourne, much rather be looking at daylight and have and have full control of our faculties. So if you've never, if this is your first time coming across this Australian Open Live, we specialise in content for the Australian Open. And it was last year, as part of this preview, I just want to explain why we're experimenting. It was actually Wimbledon last year, I think it was, came up with this idea of just looking into the wildcards, and why not extend our coverage from a Grand Slam in Melbourne, Australia, to just trying to make the most of all the Grand Slams, and our content and our style of content constantly evolving. And what you'll find in this Wimbledon preview is largely we'll be sticking to an audio radio style coverage. You'll just be hearing a voice, and we'll be experimenting, and we'll get it started now. In the background, you'll hear the gentlemen's singles first round qualifying, the match currently in progress on the stadium court of Wimbledon between Alessandro Giannessi, the Italian, and the wild card entry into qualifying, from Great Britain, Charles Broome. Now, we've got to be extremely careful we don't get up a copyright strike, but we're really keen to borrow off other styles of content from other platforms. We've been investigating different types of sports coverage from other producers of sports content. Has given us the idea that perhaps we can really bring those that are interested in a different type of tennis coverage, different type of tennis content, who like maybe the mainstream annual dreary corporate commentary coverage from the known broadcasters. Maybe you'd like to know a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes, and we're just looking at the Italian. It's 4-3, the Italian leading in the first set of this qualifying round match, and here's Charles Broome about to serve to the Italian. Just going to pull up the audio a tiny bit, and you'll hear the players hopefully in the background. And we'll be testing this all throughout this weekend because this is very experimental. And nearly slipping over there at the back of the court. He's standing a long way back there, Charles Broome. Now I'm not going to call these rallies or these points blow for blow, but we just want to give the impression as Charles Broome lets rip with a forehand cross. And somehow caught the Italian by surprise. He's come from the left side of his court and gone down the line, Charles Broome. So we're just going to let this run in the background, and we're going to be experimenting with different volumes, and that's the way we're going to roll over this weekend. And I'd really appreciate any feedback anyone's got. We don't expect people to be... Now, the other thing is, we don't expect people to be dropping into the live stream and sticking with us. The idea being that we're going to present this content. It'll be a live stream, but as it's being recorded and as it goes up on our platform, well, you can drop in and out anytime you want. And if you find that the content's working for you, That'll be great. But you can come in at any time. So this is a global presentation for global audiences. So whether you're in Melbourne, whether you're at the in London, whether you're in Europe or America or South America, we know there's a lot of very, very passionate tennis fans in all throughout the South American continent. It's up to you. You can drop in any time you want. So you can leave some comments in the live chat, or you've got to be a subscriber to leave a comment in the chat. You can leave a comment afterwards. Would really appreciate your feedback. So just to sum up, once again, there's going to be there's going to be 4 live streams covering each qualifying day at Wimbledon. That's just concluded the last day or so, and we're going to sum up the progress of all the wild cards, probably focusing on 1 or 2, but also, and we'll just swap over to the match that we're going to cover in the next live stream, which will be between the Australian James Duckworth, and we're looking at them warming up at the moment on court 11 out at the All England Tennis Club. James Duckworth, the Australian, and Parker, the British player, I think it is. They're just in their warm-up. So we'll just bring up the volume there. And I'm just checking the live stream. Yep, no copyright, no copyright issues yet. And apologies if you're just looking at our thumbnail. Apologies because we just want to get a feel for how to manage this live stream broadcast software. But what we'll run in the background is some footage from previous Australian Opens in the background, because obviously Wise Words Media, we don't have the broadcast rights for any footage whatsoever, so we're not able to bring you any footage. But we're going to experiment with having an overlay or an underlay of audio from the Wimbledon coverage, and just experiment with that. So just looking at the qualifiers here, they look like they've finished their warm up. Parker just having a great chat to the chair umpire there. So we'll leave that there. We'll just leave that running in the background for the next few minutes. So I'll wrap this up. So basically, they're just about to start play. So we'll leave that match between Duckworth and Parker of the warm-up, and Broome has held serve back on the stadium court. Broome has has brought things back level. He's going into the net with a very nice volley cross court from his backhand court. He's happy with that. Not a huge amount of people there. So GNSE, they've been playing. It's pretty even. They've been playing 57 minutes. So we're going to wrap this stream up here. Because with this preview, it's all about setting up for the weekend. It's going to be tennis, wall-to-wall tennis here at Wise Words Media at our production studios, and it'll give us a chance to take some time out before the next scheduled stream today, sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock local time. Broome has won. He's broken to win the first point of the 9th game of the first set, and the Italian now serving. He's a left-hander. And so the other thing we're going to do is try and just go through some stats, rankings, background. The great thing about qualifying is you get a look at all the various tennis professionals plying their trade on the ATP Tour, the WTA Tour, and these people fighting to get into the main draw. And it's great to see things with the Grand Slams and sport and life in general just getting back to some semblance of normal. There's a decent crowd watching this match, not packed shoulder to shoulder, but plenty of people there watching on from the background. Some people standing up. There's a couple of English bobbies in the background, and a nice scene there. with the crowd that there's a bit of parkland behind the spectators, and that's something that you don't see on the regular broadcasts. So we'll leave it there, and we'll finish up, and we'll go out with a with the teaser again, just to break it up. But again, so what you'll be hearing is a radio style presentation for the Wimbledon qualifying coverage, where the next stream will be later this morning, and it'll be for about an hour, 90 minutes, just generally looking into how day one of qualifying panned out at Wimbledon. Another stream for day two of qualifying Wimbledon later on. And apologies for the quality of the audio coming through a laptop at this stage. But anyway, something's better than nothing. So that's it for this qualifying preview introduction, as the game between the Italian and the Brit, Giannessi and Charles Broome of Britain, continues on. But we'll be coming back with James Duckworth, and we'll be looking into his qualifying round match. And my understanding is James Duckworth has again been dealing with injuries, but no doubt he'll be going hell for leather trying to get through that first round qualifying match. You've been listening to This Australian Open Live, and I'm the bloke who walks, and we will see you very, very soon.